I'm torn between continuing my F.E.A.R stream, doing Killing Floor, or Hexen. I do Killing Floor, just because I can always stream F.E.A.R later tonight. So the only news I've heard, that sounds like it might be too low. The only news I've heard from developing from this game is that apart from the fact that they're still doing seasonal stuff for it, there's apparently a mod available that's really fun, but I don't know if I'm going to get around to playing it. I also think I'm going to keep this mode of streaming for a while, mainly because I prefer this because it gives me a lot of freedom. I just Oh, this is normal. I was about to feel bad about joining in with my weak medic, but this is normal. Nobody cares. They're gonna do just fine with me. They might all leave after I play though. It's weird, but I think this game's I think this game's biggest strength is want to focus. I was thinking about making a achievement stream with this game because I think it's the only thing you can do. I'm not sure how much fun it would be to watch me constantly fail on Hell on Earth objectives. I just walked outside. My hands are a little bit cold, so they're a little. It's kind of difficult to control what I want to do. Anyway, I think what I was trying to say is I think this game feels really comfy around Christmas time. I don't know why, but just the missions and the maps, everything. Just feel like they belong. I don't think I'm not sure if that many games puts developers or publishers put quite this much effort into making something for a Christmas time like this game. GG. Having a lot more fun than I was when I was playing play Homework Station. I never played that map too much. I keep telling myself I want to do the achievements for this game, but there's just I just went I just prestiged a bunch of my perks without really thinking about that, including my medic perk. But it's okay because you get bonuses if you prestige, so you get to level up faster. So it's not that big of a deal. I have things I want to do outside of streaming, but I just don't feel like doing them right now. Symbiotic health or resilience it's not even a choice. You heal other people and you get healed. It makes you even more overpowered than you already are. I can't remember where I'm supposed to go. I do not miss the lag. I'm planning on reformatting my computer sometime. I keep telling myself that I'm probably just gonna buy a new computer at some point, but then I think about it and then I think I don't really need a new computer right now. My um 4000 generation i5 is more than sufficient. Yeah, it lags out about a little bit, even playing on just 1080p. When playing something like a Battlefield 5, but I can play Battlefield 4 on double resolution. And it looks amazing. It's kind of the problem with having so many games is that you just don't have enough time to really fully enjoy them. And because there's so many multiplayer games and people's attention span is so slow, I mean so small, you always run the chance of people just giving up and moving on to something else. Which is what makes me mad about developers like. I mean, I know developers sometimes don't have much of a choice because publishers tell them what they need to focus on. But company games like Company of Heroes 2 could, if they worked on it, if they policed the community even a little bit for the more toxic players, they could they could uh they could definitely hold on for a very long time. I know Dawn of War 2 is still around. I mean, it's pretty difficult to find games on the outside of the Last Stand module, but I like even then when I play on Last Stand, I just think about the times that I played multiplayer. I think I've for the entire, including the expansions, I've played probably well over. I think it was over 3,000 hours. Company of Heroes, I have 1,500, something like that. I need to finish the achievements for that game. There's three achievements that were related to to a Valentine's Day thing several years back that they absolutely refused to bring back. And I leveled up as a medic again. Just thinking about all the games that I've wanted to play, and Killing Floor, I wanted to stream Natural Selection, Deus Ex. At this stage, I might actually have to restart Deus Ex. I remember last time I played up to the secret base under UNATCO. I don't know why UL did that. That's completely unnecessary. I also want to try streaming Doom 2016 just so I can uh, try to verbalize and maybe get some feedback. I just noticed that this is a pentagram. Demon platform. I keep pressing X for the flashlights because I've played because I was playing what was I playing? Fear. I was playing Fear. I promise I'm not slow. I'm just not used to talking and streaming at the same time, especially with anything particularly deep. The walls? They're not coming through the walls. They're coming through the giant orange portal. It's so cold outside. It's so nice. People don't understand why I enjoy going out when it's cold. Part of the reason is because they're not out there. So I should probably stop complaining about that. Yeah, everybody's inside. think the sirens in this game are way too strong. They already have such a tiny hitbox. But then again, I am using the starter weapons, so I shouldn't be too surprised. Now I'm stuck with buying this thing even though I want a shotgun. Yeah, it is pretty sick. Unrefined, wild, pure sound, Sennheiser, acoustics to perfection. I personally, uh, I personally prefer Audio Technica, I think is the name. I was actually thinking about, I was thinking about buying new headphones. There were several models that I wanted that were around $100. Uh, Two major contenders were made by Sony, and part of the reason I wanted them was because they had a springy, one of those springy wires that stretch out like like an old telephone cord. I think it was only $80 or something like that on Amazon. Sev don't know if other places sell it, but it's a fairly good deal. I ended up going on eBay and just finding a still sealed um, sealed units of the headphones that my parents bought me from the mid 90s that I'm using right now. They're kind of busted up. They still work perfectly fine, but they're busted up, and I was worried about whether or not I'm gonna be able to continue using them. But now I have some old headphones in the packaging that they were in from the 90s, in case these ever break down. I think I paid an entire 20-something dollars for them, plus shipping. I don't think it was even $30, and it's a wonderful set of headphones. Not the best, obviously. I find it exceptionally difficult to complain about good headphones for $30. For less than $30. I also feel bad for the person who sold them to me, kind of, because he probably held on to these for years. He probably bought them for $25 or something like that. Um, I think that's what the price sticker said. It was like $25, and then he sold them for $25 or so, and he ended up losing money on it because of inflation. Because $25 in the 1990s in today's money is like I want to say probably 40 or $50, something like that. Probably closer to $40. Which, when you think about it, you think about how much of a bargain video games are this day. Because Super Mario 64, back in the day, cost $60, which, working out to inflation from 1995, I believe, works out to, I think, exactly $100. So in terms of worth, you had the average video game cost $100. Now it costs 60, which back in the day would meant they cost 30. And then you have some video games that actually cost $30. You can get all these games on sale on Steam. On sale on Steam sales, like fall sales, Christmas sales, whatever, or on GOG or whatever, wherever you decide to get them for pennies. You can get Deus Ex. I frequently see it on sale for less than 99 cents. I think I saw it on GOG for 79 cents one time. Don't run, keep firing. Playing on normal, buddy. Honestly feel kind of bad about it. I can't. I can. I have to say that I don't know how publishers manage to make money. I kind of looking when you look at things like that, you start to understand why microtransactions and everything have come into play. I can only imagine if I prefer physical copies, whatever I can. I prefer to get still. I still prefer to get stuff from eBay. For my older consoles. But it's very hard to argue and start complaining about not owning your stuff when you can buy games like Thief, Deus Ex, Baldur's Gate, bunch of other stuff for maybe $50 that would have probably, if you bought them at the store back in the day brand new, probably would have cost you hundreds of dollars. And you wouldn't have had you wouldn't have had access to all these mods and fan patches and restoration packs. Dude, you are a level 25 berserker. What are you doing on normal? I have an excuse. I'm level 8. In fact, I'm about to leave. Just gonna sell my shotgun and give them a. Actually, screw it. It's wave 6. I'm gonna finish this round. I still can't upgrade the shotgun. just to make it clear, I absolutely like having physical copies. I like having them on my shelf. I like being able to open things up. I was actually thinking about doing a thing where I don't know what I don't know what the legality of it would be, but I wanted to make custom design and print out custom manuals for Switch, some Switch games. Because I always wanted to do things like that for video games, but I never understood the licensing for it. And Nintendo is pretty litigious when it comes to protecting its IP. I fully understand. I mean, they went as far as to buy the rights to a porno franchise starring based on Mario, just to keep it from existing. And in doing that, they made porn. They made a porno an official Nintendo product and turned it into a collector's item inadvertently because they drew so much attention to it by wanting a by doing something like that. And I have no intention of fighting any of that. Okay, where did you go? Oh, there you are. The weather outside is really gray and chilly, and all it makes me think of is how much I miss going to Germany a few years back, around this time, back in 2017. I loved waking up to the cold and going out and just exploring everything. That was my favorite. That's why I want to go ahead and finally finish school as soon as possible, so I can just potentially move to a different place and explore it. I'll probably get tired after a year of it, maybe more, maybe a few years. If it's considering how much companies are willing to it's funny because I kind of had an edge because I was willing to relocate for jobs. But now a lot of places are probably going to be offering permanent positions that are remote. I never understood the purpose of onboarding or anything like that. It's just it was always a waste of time. If you know, if the person who designed this map was really a jerk, they would put a vent right here so that things could spawn behind you. Also, going to a restaurant that has a microwave is the most pointless thing in the world. It used to be a thing. because you wanted to show off to people that you had modern amenities, and a microwave was just sort of that type of thing. I already think, despite occasionally working at restaurants to make money, because it's actually a fairly easy way to make money, or it was. It's I'm sure they're gonna go right back to being the powerhouses they were when the vaccines get widespread distribution. But I personally go to restaurants as little as possible. Number one, because I realized how you have to understand. This wasn't the case with me. I never did anything gross. I always washed my hands. I was always super careful. To the point where my coworkers and sometimes even my boss would make fun of me. I've actually had several coworkers, and I had a boss actually take offense to the fact that I was so clean, and I wasn't even doing anything that special. But they saw it as me trying to be better than them when all I'm trying to do is just focus on my job. It's one of the reasons why I want to do something like programming, so that I can just kind of hang out on my own and not have to worry about other people around me. But as I was saying, the reason why there's so many restaurants is because it's restaurants offer a way for people to make with very few qualifications to make easy amounts of decent money. Decent amount, sorry, decent amounts of easy money, but I guess it's easy amounts as well if you know what you're doing. And it lets you move up. It lets you avoid the poverty associated with working in certain places that insist on paying minimum wage, or getting crappy $100 a week babysitting jobs. You can go to Walmart and earn $15 an hour. I don't like Walmart. Um, I only shop at Walmart as a last resort, or at least I try to. I think I mentioned that my first place I go is eBay. Once things clear up, I'll try local stores again. But this actually brings me back to the point that a lot of the reason why there's so many restaurants that are successful, or at least functional. I use successful as a relative term, is because you can get away with underpaying people. You only have to pay $2.30 to your servers if they're able to make their own keep through tips, which I was always able to. I don't think there was ever a point where I ever needed to where I ever needed to where I ever made minimum wage on any day. Actually, I'm lying. I think there was one. I think it happened once in the all the years I was doing it. We have a lot of friends here, and I'm out of grenades, so we're abandoning this area. Yeah, I saw you. I saw you spawn right in front of me. Turn around, put on your big boy pants, and unload on them. I had no ammo. That's why I was running away to find more ammo. You have ammo. More importantly, you're a berserker, so you don't even need ammo. Anyway, because you can get away with paying cooks and stuff like that really low amounts of money, you can cut down on costs. That it's gotten to the point where paying your workers, not paying your workers, is cutting down on costs, which is fine if you. What are we? Level 9. Yeah, I can afford to upgrade it. Which is fine if you don't want anybody to ever buy your stuff. You want your workers to be able to buy your food. A lot of places make free food. See, this is the thing. They offer one, like, half a free meal or something like that. All the places I worked at either give you a discount or one free meal per day or something like that. Oh, I never noticed that skull up there. But if your workers can't afford to comfortably buy at your establishment, you're doing something wrong. You can make arguments about not being able to afford paying people workers $15 an hour. You probably can't afford if you can't afford to pay workers. You probably can't. You probably skimp out on other things. Running a business isn't for anyone. Like having a business is not easy. You need to make sacrifices, and if your sacrifices involves paying workers, you're ultimately going to pay on more because if a minimum minimum wage jobs minimum wage jobs and low paying jobs are not hard to find. I've known several employees who employers who, especially at the restaurants that I worked at, would pay pay workers, some workers, next to nothing. In fact, I guess they paid all workers next to nothing because they didn't pay us more than they had to either. They didn't pay us minimum wage plus the tips we kept. They just paid us the absolute minimum uh, that they had to. And there were frequently times, and especially this was a late night job. They would have people working late at nights, and they would pay them the same crappy wages that they would pay them during the day, and they would be surprised that they didn't care. They just wouldn't do their job. Either wouldn't do their job, or they would kind of half-ass it. And the server and the manager would disappear because the managers were the shift managers were underpaid as well. So you had this fun situation where nobody wanted to do their job. Okay, thanks, buddy. I'm honestly curious whether or not they lost more money in training pay, where people would come in and just they would spend the 2 weeks of training and then they would just leave. I really don't understand how that model would ever work. I guess it works because otherwise they wouldn't do it. But I would be shocked if they actually went so far as to spend time on a cost analysis of actually paying their workers well and trying to entice higher quality workers with higher pay and keeping them on so that they would be more inclined to actually do their jobs. But again, I'm not. I've never. I was never. I never really did the business side of things in restaurants, so I'm not sure. I did the business side of things in running my own thing for computer repair, and that was actually pretty decent. Part of the reason it was decent is because the local shops would overcharge like crazy. And I'm sure they would get mad they would get mad at me and start saying things like, "Well, you don't you know, you pay what it costs." And I guess that's fine. Victory. Almost hit level 10 too. I guess that's fine, but I don't see I don't see the reason for charging I think like $200 or $300 for installing the operating system. Like okay, like let's say like hardware installations are kind of tricky if you're not used to what you're doing. There's actually a decent there's actually a decent chance that you could accidentally screw up and break something if you're working on the hardware side of things. You can screw up something like a BIOS upgrade and completely brick the motherboard. But that's a confluence of of bad luck, like your power going out during the middle of a BIOS upgrade. But anyway, okay, like an OEM version of an operating system costs um I think $100. Windows 10 Home Edition. I think it might actually cost less than $100. SHIT suck. Cannot tell you why I don't want to play there. Let's play hard. So anyway, OEM copy, not a retail copy, but an OEM copy that binds itself to your motherboard, and that happens anyway. Even the retail copy binds itself to your motherboard. Oh, guys, are we really playing Elysium again? Okay, whatever. Well, it's a new map, so whatever. So that's gonna cost $100. So okay, uh, what are you doing? You're charging a person $150 to pop in the flash drive or whatever, and hit install. I mean, it's time consuming. Like I can understand charging like $50 for that. I can understand charging $50, but 150, 250. I can even understand charging $100 for that if you set it up for them in a certain way, because that's something that takes time. But this is like in terms of actively sitting there and installing something for a person. You don't even need to wait for the updates because all you need is the key. If you have the key, you can go online, you can download an updated version of Windows 10 from the Microsoft website and use Rufus to install it onto a flash drive. Uh, and then you can't even make the argument that it takes up bandwidth because yeah, it's gonna still have to do some updates. But if you just save everything to a little drive and all the installers to a little drive, you can do all that. Like you have to do some prep work and set yourself up for success. I mean, I would like more money rather than less money, but I think this is why a lot of these places fall apart. Is because after years and years of overcharging the consumer, they stop trusting you. It does not cost. Again, charging 100, I would agree. Charging around, I would be comfortable with charging fairly comfortable charging 75 if it meant that I had to set it up for a little bit for them, install the software that they need. That would be perfectly fair. But maybe, maybe, maybe I would feel differently if, if I had hundreds of clients, but I didn't have hundreds of clients. I usually had a handful of clients at the time. The other part I liked is where they would charge exorbitant prices for putting together hardware, and they would not do cable management. They wouldn't do cable management because they, quote, didn't care. And they would put in inferior quality components inside. I understand people want a cheap machine right now, but I again, I'm kind of questioning how much money they would actually make. How much money they're. I mean, they probably figured it out. They probably figured out we have 100 customers. We overcharge all of them if 20 of them come back, if 25% of them come back, and uh, and say, hey, this crap doesn't work, and we take their computer, we swap out whatever doesn't work, whatever most likely failed, and just pack it up, package it, and just send it back to the customer, or just eat the cost and try to resell it, and just try to keep reselling it until a customer who just can't be bothered to come back to wait ask for a refund, or just forgets to put up the computer or something. Okay, every single one of these people have an anime girl as their avatar. You know what? I just realized I'm one of them, but I will give myself this. It's Major, and Major Kusanagi is far enough removed from that type of anime girl. Actually, I should shut up. I have an anime girl too. I mean, this type of anime girl is not like this type of anime girl. Like I would say this. I would say this is miles away from this, or that's actually not what I thought it would be. I thought she would be naked. I'm actually shocked. I'm shocked. I thought they were at least. It's just that in this one, the it kind of looks like the artist may have. Well, no. The proportions seem a little bit weird. I can't tell whether her neck is too long or her head is too small. I can't tell. If I don't know why you're adding me, chances are I won't accept. And how many friends did he manage to make? Ugh, these guys are taking forever. I don't even know what they're doing. Think they're too shy to ask me to leave. Thing I like to do about that is if I think that they haven't started because they don't want me to because they don't want to play with me and they're just waiting for me to go away, is I wait for the game to start. Then I leave. I wait for the game to start and then I come back in. Rape server 2.0. What is wrong with the people who play this game? It seems to attract the biggest weirdos. I'll play on Farmhouse. Feeling that cold air drift in is amazing. And there's nobody here. There's nobody here. That's okay, we'll just start. Somebody will come in eventually. Somebody will join us. Farmhouse is a fairly popular level. The people who play Killbox actually puzzle me less than the people who are prestige, working towards their final prestige or whatever, and they play normal or something, normal or hard. And I'm like, why are you playing? Why are you playing hard? And they're like, because it's easier to earn. And I'm like, well, it's unbelievably boring. In that case, if you just want to get the prestige, so you can just say you 100% of the game, I think it would be I think it makes more sense just to play on the kill box at that point. It's fun to watch the headless zombies walk around to their last. Die already. One day I'll learn how to aim. I'm just kidding, I already know how to aim. It was odd. A few days ago, it was kind of humid outside, humid and warm outside. Now it's almost ice cold. I think it's actually going to be freezing tonight. It's only 6 degrees outside right now. It's going to go below zero. I will say this: if I like the little area I am because where I live because it's kind of like a urban light or rather industrial light. Well, there are several studios and workshops, but not a lot of people. We actually had a shooting here. I've lived here for I think 4 years now, and there was the first shooting I've heard of around here at all. It was over a domestic violence or something like that. police showed up real quick. I'm pretty sure they caught everyone involved. One of the people who were instigating it, one of the people who instigated the violence died, from what I heard. It's like only 22 years old. I honestly do. I feel bad for him, but and I also don't know the all the information related to the case. But I'm not. I don't think. I don't think it's fair to say that that end wasn't coming to them. Again, I don't know. I don't know everything about the case, but if usually you find yourself in that situation, it's there were a lot of issues that came up beforehand. Maybe they didn't have a choice uh, to be there. I don't think anybody would have a choice to be there. But if they instigated the violence and it resulted in their death, I mean all I can say is I wish there was a I wish they had an epiphany or an intervention or something sooner. Never take things for granted. On a lighter note, I. Anyway, as I was going to say, on the lighter note, I think Fear is on top of the list for games that are actually going to be finished. Out of the random things that I'm gonna start, I intend on finishing all of them. Fallout 2, Fear. It's my intention to start a Fear playthrough. Or not start a Fear playthrough, but continue playing Fear tonight. I think we're about 3.5 hours in. We're still in the Armacam headquarters. So I think after Armacam, you go into the you go to the Auburn district. And then you go to the underground facility, and that's where you face off with Alma. I have to buy a Christmas tree soon. I haven't figured out what size. We don't have a super big apartment. Oh, I've completely missed the chance to buy a star as well. Oh, this is the worst place to it's about to burst. It's not a big deal. Okay, now I can jump out the window or something. Like I learned from my Resident Evil 4 playthrough. Where's the basement? Why can't I dual wield med pistols? The medic is already overpowered. You may as well make me let me do whatever crazy stuff I want. Oh, goody. For some reason, I want to play something like Grim Dawn or not EverQuest. For some reason, I keep thinking about EverQuest when I want to play Titan Quest. I don't think I've ever really played all of the. Let's see, there were two expansions. There was Extraction Point. I played to the end of Extraction Point, but the ending made no sense. Like at the end of the game, you just die. You get to the chopper and you die. Um, and then with Perseus Mandate, Neither, by the way, neither of the expansions are considered canon. With Perseus Mandate, there's a you play a completely different character despite having the fast reflexes of Point Man. Apparently completely unrelated to him. You're another super soldier. And you have two allies who end up dying, of course. And the funny thing is that in that game, we have no idea who the guy is, and he survives, but Point Man dies. Again, neither of these are canon. And then Fear 2, I think Fear 2 comes close to what Fear 1 was, but I think they had some weird it just wasn't as satisfying. The environment didn't react as well. Like it didn't kick up dust when you hit something. Papers wouldn't fly around when you hit packages. They had iron sights, but none of the weapons really felt like they had the same type of impact as they did in the original one. It was just all around a lot less fun. And then, and then they came out with there was an expansion for that, but I haven't played that one yet because there was for a while there was no way to get it without rebuying the entire package, and you did not get a discount like you normally do. But I did manage to buy it on GOG, the entire Fear 2 package that was sold differently. So it's not sold separately on Steam, but on GOG it is. Um, you can buy Fear 2 Project Origin with the expansion for I think like I bought it for $2 or something like that. $5 maybe? I don't know. I haven't played that yet. Um and then when Fear 3 came out, so the co-op is an interesting idea. It's just too bad that they screwed up pretty much everything else that was good about the franchise. I can't explain it, but it was just boring. I didn't have any fun, and I actually did find a friend who was willing to play a co-op with me, and then they disappeared completely because they said they had some trouble with housing. I really hope they're not homeless or something. Um, but they said they had trouble with housing or something, and I never saw them again. But that we sat through and played it all the way through in one sitting, and I think it took 8 hours or something like that. I think I was in a relationship at the time, and my um, the person I was with was not happy about how I spent my time. Although honestly, it wasn't that bad. It's leveling up so fast. I think I mentioned yesterday. I don't understand why there was so many lost opportunities with that game, because you could have just made two different parallel campaigns where you played as Point Man in one and played as Fettel in the other one, but it never. They just did this weird co-op thing where the game was clearly designed with co-op in mind, And this was during a time when everything decided that it needed to be co-op. So, Dead Space decided it needed to be co-op. Um, um, F.E.A.R. decided it needed to be co-op. I think several other games decided that they absolutely needed to be co-op, and of course they suffered for it. So that's why there's no reason for Dead Space for a survival horror game for you to have somebody following you around. I think there's one game that actually did a decent job at that I'm aware of, and it wasn't even really co-op. It was having more than just you in surviving the horror by yourself. I imagine that survival horror you have to survive, like it's something that you're surviving by yourself. Like the reason you're the reason you're dealing with whatever situation you're in is because you have to overcome some internal demon that you have, like in Silent Hill. Oh, that is a big boy. Oh, great, there's two of them. And there's probably a pissed off Scrake right behind him. It's exactly what I needed to deal with. Finally, he's dead. Where's that Scrake? Oh, a friend entered the game. Yeah, there's no way this thing is going down without with just this pistol. I need at least one full magazine of shotgun rounds to take it down. I love cold weather so much. Why are you guys coming in so late? Oh, she's... How did that happen? Was there really a corpse walking around for that long? I can guarantee you none of them are looking for an ammo box for me. It's only a hard level of difficulty and there's a... Where are the ammo boxes? Come on, guys. Find an ammo box for me. This is another weird thing. In hard, on normal, it just spawns... This is... I don't understand why it's called normal. It's not normal for a game like this to be that easy. You know what? Screw it. finally. Okay, let's sell all the crap that I definitely do not need. Um, Need that. Here, you need that more than me. You're probably going to die, but I'll feel a lot better. Where's that pistol? I think he picked it up. Yeah, he picked it up. Oh well. I wish there was an app or something, or some sort of extension that showed me that showed what games I was playing, and had some sort of a percentage bar that showed what the progress was. I'm honestly about to make one out, make an ASCII one. It is ridiculous how how limited Twitch is. I mean, there are expansions and modules that you can use, but they don't really work the way I want them to. When people want to do polls or something, they usually do them on Twitter. I was actually not supposed to use the shotgun for picking off a Scrake, so now I'm stuck with the Hemogoblin. Yeah, it would help if I had something like that, because just show everybody where I am. I mean, I guess I could make my own and just post it through a link on Twitter or something. Was I? Because I think I'm a medic that was on his own. I did absolutely nothing to help my team. I think I had yet another unfinished thoughts earlier where I talked about games, a lot of games that are being mistreated by the people who own them. Company of Heroes 2 could have had a massive following still. It's funny because they want to there's I think the goal was that they wanted to turn it that at some point they wanted to turn it into an esports game, so they stopped updating it, which is really funny because they wanted it to be consistent. They wanted it to be consistent, um, so it could be an esports, so that you know. Oh, I was wondering how has he still not hit me? So the game actually lost quite a bit of potential because of that. It was the same thing with Dawn of War 3. Instead of just building off of what made Dawn of War 2 good, they were mostly they had a bunch of cool ideas. It looks like a cool game, but they were just chasing trends with the multiplayer and everything. I personally didn't find the multiplayer to be that bad, and they actually included a tutorial in the game uh, to show people what they. Oh, come on, you played one match and you died. You're never gonna learn like that. But other people just didn't like it. It was so far removed from a it was so far removed from what people were expecting that they just gave up on it. They didn't try to fix it, and I think that's unfortunate that the Relic goes in that direction now. I think Relic is. Oh yeah, that's right. Relic is actually working on the next Age of Empires. I honestly, I'm kind of dreading what they're going to do with it, because Fall Age of Empires 3. Age of Empires 3 proves that you need to really think about what makes your game good before you trash before you go about destroying your franchise. And they really did destroy the franchise with Age of Empires 3, which is really impressive because Age of Empires 2 is an amazing game. There's a reason people still play it. There's a reason why it got remastered twice in the past 5 years. There's a reason why they were still making expansions for it. You can make arguments about whether or not those expansions were good or not, but the what I found especially puzzling is, and I like what they did with the. I haven't played too much of it, but what I like what they did. Okay, this lady is going to be a bit of trouble. I do like how when they redid 3, that they actually decided that they were going to they decided that they were going to work on they were going to work on how they depicted the Indians. Dude, get behind something. And it's funny because people were actually started making fun of her. I actually saw a review where they were bad mouthing the late that they were bad mouthing the game because they actually tried to make it more. I don't know if historical authenticity is a word for Age of Empires, but it definitely what made it charming was that a lot of it was based uh, making it having a lot of history that was mixed with it, so that you could learn fun things about these cultures, while sending them to war. At least that's something that I found that I liked about both of the first two Age of Empires. Okay, buddy, you're the star. I'm gonna try to keep you healed. You just keep firing that RPG. No, that was a bad idea. Can you please Can you please make a better attempt to try staying alive, please? Okay, I'm gonna save us. In general, I don't understand why people find inclusivity bad. I mean, if the game is not well made, it's not well made. But I don't think inclusivity is what's ultimately going to kill it. Like, I don't think having a trans character or a trans femme non-binary character is what's going to destroy the game. Hope you appreciate the heals, buddy, because you got a lot of them. Wow, I'm fast. Where's her corpse? Oh, there it is. No, I'm trying to have this, trying to find new positions for my microphone, but there's not one that I really feel comfortable with so far. I feel like having it right above my head is optimal. What is assault? What is before dawn? Oh, these are just custom maps that are. Um, I don't know. Let's play Elysium, I guess. It's a new map. May as well play it to the point where you're sick and you never want to see it again. How'd that happen? Did the server restart? Let's see how these guys are doing. I think these are the guys that actually didn't start until they were sure I was left. Nope. I think this might be them. You guys are really high level for Oh, that's a cool skin. You guys are pretty high level for playing on hard. Whatever. People can have fun. Sometimes you just want to smash zombies. It's not like that many newbies know how to play on the beta servers. I guess I will continue playing with the shotgun. Although this is an open arena, so shotgun is one of the worst things I can have, but whatever. Gimme grenades. Gimme. Gimme, gimme, gimme. I tend to bash on elitists, but then I sometimes act like an elitist myself. I try to catch myself and cut that out. People can have fun however they want. That was quite a hit, whatever you hit. But at the same time, I think you need to reserve. It's what I said in Company of Heroes 2. I wish they had better matchmaking. I wish they found a way to make it so that you actually were matched with people that you actually matched with, because as I said before, um I either get steamrolled or I steamroll over the opposing team. There's almost never a good game. I think like an actual good challenging game. We killed five guys. What I really need is I need a new hard drive to save all of my streams. Because I have the place where I usually save my recordings. It wasn't a big deal when I was only doing a few streams a week, but I think I've moved since I did my reform. I'm now doing probably I think I've done a couple of streams every single day. I'm honestly surprised at myself that I'm as productive as I have been. I definitely prefer streaming to anything else. I have a bunch of other side hustles that I do that I've been working on since I've been furloughed. A computer repair business, an auto repair business, well, it's not really businesses. It's more like, hey, want me to put some do you want me to put some what's it called? Want me to put some Bondo on your bumper? And they're like, yeah, I want some Bondo on my bumper. And could you polish up my headlights as well? And I'm like, yeah, yeah, I could do that. That really confused me. I try. Oh, I did save him. I saved him. I am somewhat concerned about the bigger picture in terms of what I'm going to be able to accomplish in terms of my timetable. I'm probably not going to probably not going back to school until fall because there's some debts that I have that I need to get rid of because I'm going to be losing more money if I don't take care of them. So giving myself until next fall is honestly my school performance has been pretty subpar, so I want to take care of my debts and I want to give myself a cushion before so I can just sit around and focus on my studies. And I need to coordinate that with my roommate because I'm not sure if I'm going to be moving out back to my parents because I'm not going to be at their house anyway. I'm not going to be doing anything anyway. Did we? I didn't even notice. Swear the ones who are constantly asking for healing are the ones that are always antsy and moving around so much. My aim is so bad on mine when I'm trying to hit them from the side because you can see the lag. That's not how slowly rounds travel. Not at that distance. Look at that. It's like almost an entire second. Okay, he's dead. I don't know how healing darts heal robots. It's what I learned from my reading that primer on playing Kenshi. That fixing yourself up as a robot has its own complexities. Like, yeah, you can lose or you can lose organs if you're a human being, organs and body parts. But you kind of lose the advantages of having being able to just screw an arm back on if there's nobody to screw the arm back on, or if there are no spare parts anywhere and no way to manufacture them. These girls get on my nerves so much. The one thing I do find cool about this map is that there does seem to be an attempt to um, make the environments a bigger factor than usual. Mr. Foster's being a dick to Mrs. Foster. I'm sure she appreciates that. You bring in some of my plants. Some plants that can survive the that can survive the winter, and I have to make that decision today of which ones get kept and which ones get pruned. The trees are going to be fine. The trees that manage to implant themselves in some of my flower pots are going to be just fine. The grasses are going to be fine. I do like how the jingle bells on their shoes actually make noise. That's pretty cool. Seriously, how many rounds do you need before you die? I realize you're a robot. Did you guys get this one? Did you get that? You got that one. Did you get the one in the cave? Anyway, outstanding games that I need to finish up. Oh, that was a good shot. Deus Ex, the original one. Thief, Deadly Shadows, Invisible War from a long time ago. Fallout 2. F.E.A.R, which I've just started, but I'm most likely going to finish on time. The Clock Tower series. Clock Tower 2 at the very least needs to be completed. Several other games. It's a lot of Halloween games. Um, where did it spawn? Oh, never mind. I was gonna say, let's go to the other side and just wait for it to respawn, but that works too. Again? Alright, well, let's shoot him. Well, that works too. Alright, I think that's it for now. I'm gonna probably stream later tonight. It's most likely going to be F.E.A.R. And that's it. I guess I'll see everybody a little later. It's 4:16 p.m. right now on the East Coast. That's if you want military time. That's so what is it? 16:16? Yeah. Um. So I will see everybody. I will see everybody relatively soon. Bye.